a federal judge unsealing the FBI inventory of what bureau agents seized during its search of Mar-a-Lago. This is the most detailed accounting of materials taken from former President Trump's private residence. Thousands of items are on the list, including dozens of materials marked top secret, secret, and confidential, though their current classification status is unknown and the subject of an intelligence community review. CBS News chief elections and campaign correspondent Robert Costa reports.
The detailed list of evidence taken from the former president's Florida estate revealed 48 folders marked as classified that were found empty. Some legal experts say that likely alarms investigators.
The government is under an obligation to find out where are those documents? Who has seen those documents? Where are they now?
In all, the list shows Trump possessed 103 documents marked as classified. 27 that were marked top secret, secret, or confidential were found in his personal office at Mar-a-Lago. 76 more were seized from his storage room. Some former intelligence officials have told CBS News they worry about how documents were mixed in with Trump's everyday items, clothes, photos, and news clippings. Trump's claim this week that he had declassified documents was criticized by his former Attorney General, Republican Bill Barr.
If, in fact, he sort of stood over scores of boxes, not really knowing what was in them, and said, I hereby declassify everything in here, that would be such an abuse and show such recklessness that it's almost worse than taking the documents.
Responding to the new list of evidence, the former president's spokesman assailed it as a product of a smash and grab by the FBI, while Trump's son-in-law continued to downplay the stakes.
He was the president of the United States. He had the highest clearance in the world, so I don't know if this may be a paperwork issue.
And Robert Costa joins us now with more from Washington. Robert, with deep divisions over the FBI search, are there merits to the appointment of a special master?
This is an issue that's still under consideration by a federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon, who heard the arguments this week after a back and forth of filing between the Trump lawyers and the government as they continue to try to figure out what's going to be the next step in this investigation. The push for a special master by the Trump lawyers has enabled the Justice Department to lay out much more evidence than it usually would in an ongoing investigation at this stage. But this court fight has made that happen, brought some of this forward. That's why we're learning these new details. But we're still waiting to see what Judge Cannon will do. She has indicated she is certainly listening to the argument from Trump's lawyers that, and the Trump's lawyers made the case that some of this material could be under the umbrella of attorney-client privilege, thus a special master is needed. But she's also listening to the Justice Department, which has argued that this search occurred in early August at Mar-a-Lago, and the review has already been done by the Justice Department by its so-called filter team, making a special master unnecessary.
Does the grand jury testimony from former White House counsel Pat Cipollone suggest we're entering the final stages of one Justice Department investigation?
It's hard to read a grand jury. It's the hardest reporting target I've always found in Washington because it operates under the surface. It's hard to really understand what's happening beyond the witnesses we see in public view who are stepping inside to talk to that grand jury. But here's what I do know from talking to associates of former President Trump, people from the upper echelon of the Republican Party. They believe this grand jury investigation of January 6th and of the pressure campaign on Vice President Pence, on efforts to overturn the election, on trying to secure different electors in states to come to Washington and vote for Trump. This wide-ranging investigation is very serious. We know they have spoken to former aides to former Vice President Pence. They have spoken to Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel. So they are moving deep into Trump's inner circle, and they are being pretty relentless, based on my conversations with people who are familiar with the lawyers and some of the witnesses, in trying to figure out exactly what was happening in those final days before the Capitol attack.
During a radio interview this week, Trump hinted at a 2024 presidential run. Based on your reporting, is an announcement any closer?
Former President Trump will be in Pennsylvania this weekend. It seems like every politician is going to Pennsylvania these days. President Biden just there a couple times, if not more, in recent days. Now, former President Trump heading to the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, not too far from where I grew up in Pennsylvania, in eastern Pennsylvania, near Bucks County, Pennsylvania. This is a battleground, and Trump going there signals that he wants to help out candidates running in the midterms, but he also certainly has an eye on 2024. He has not made a final decision yet, but he's telling his allies he wants to be in position to announce still potentially before the midterms should he decide to move in that direction. But at this point, because of the legal challenges he is facing, because of the uncertainty on the political front, no final decision has been made in any way by former President Trump based on my latest conversations with people who are in his circle.
As always, Robert Costa, thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.